Welcome to the book reading program of 3ABN Australia Radio. Does your faith need a boost? Do you think that miracles only happened in Bible times? Think again. Compiled by Remnant Publications, the book Get Ready for a Miracle recounts true stories that prove that when we step out in faith, God displays His power in undeniable ways. Here is our reader, Harold Harker.
This story is entitled Be Careful What You Ask For. Psalm 25 verse 9 says, "The humble He guides in justice, and the humble He teaches His way." You really have to be careful when you ask the Lord to use you to His glory. In early 2002, I asked that very thing. Without searching, I was offered a job in a supporting ministry in northern New York. It required a considerable cut in pay, but my wife Phyllis and I were committed to go. After a year, a downturn in the economy forced the ministry to cut back. I was out of work in an area that was terribly depressed economically. Since our home in Ohio had not yet sold, a number of friends felt it was God's will that we move back there. Someone even offered to pay our moving expenses. As we prepared to move back to Ohio, I was impressed to write Danny Shelton at 3ABN. He had written several books, and I had acquired knowledge of saturation mailing programs that I thought might be useful. However, in the rush of moving, I had not enclosed complete details on how to contact me. As we started unpacking in Ohio, I felt impressed to call 3ABN to give someone our current contact information. Molly, Danny's assistant, said she had my letter on her desk and was just about to write me to find out when I could come to 3ABN and talk to Danny. Phyllis and I immediately stopped unpacking and drove to southern Illinois with my neatly prepared proposal for circulating books. As we were ushered into Danny's office, I marvelled at the strange turn of events that brought us to this point. But the real surprise was yet to come. Without any mention of my proposal, Danny asked if I would consider accepting the position of marketing director at 3ABN. It then struck me how mysteriously God moves. I had no idea how God might use me, but He had plans radically different from the proposal that still sits in my briefcase. After a few minutes of discussion, Phyllis and I both left Danny's office, employed at the place we so greatly admired but never dreamed that we would have the privilege of serving. When we say the prayer, "Bless me so that I might be a blessing," the Lord is willing to answer in ways beyond our comprehension. Within a couple of hours, we had found a suitable rental home and were on our way back to Ohio to pick up our things, most of which were still packed. We were thrilled that God had given us an opportunity of a lifetime to serve Him in this place. Our God is an awesome God. Our reflection on this comes from Desire of Ages, page 331. The yoke is placed upon the oxen to aid them in drawing the load, to lighten the burden. So with the yoke of Christ, when our will is swallowed up in the will of God and we use His gifts to bless others, we shall find life's burdens light. He who walks in the way of God's commandments is walking in company with Christ, and in His love the heart is at rest. This story, Be Careful What You Ask For, was written by Matthew Andrew, He was in the Pastoral Department at 3ABN, Three Angels Broadcasting Network. 3ABN is the Mending Broken People Network, a 24-hour Christian television and radio network. Details are on their website, 3abn.org.
You've been listening to the book reading program by 3ABN Australia Radio, featuring Get Ready for a Miracle. For more information about this book, visit remnantpublications.com.